Hi guys, Colesy, and today we're going to react to a trailer for a video game. Now, that might not seem like something I do very often. However, when this popped up, I've seen a little clip of it. I haven't watched the whole trailer. I've seen little bits of it. It's so good I didn't know it was a video game. Put it that way. And then I did a little bit of research. A lot of people are just in awe of how this game looks, how realistic it is. There's arguments whether it is whether it's real footage, whether it's a game. I believe it has been confirmed this is a game. This is game footage. This is not FMV kind of thing. This is actually all in-game, and it's very interesting. So I figured I would not watch the whole thing, and I would wait, and we would do this in a video. Today we're going to be watching the Unrecord official early gameplay trailer. Here's a look at early gameplay from Unrecord, an upcoming single-player FPS that tells the story of a tactical police officer from the perspective of his body cam. It's a first-person game from the perspective of a body cam on a police officer that you play as. Initially, from just this screen, it looks... This could be a photograph, like, of a real place in real life, but apparently this is all done in Unreal Engine, the new one, 5. So it's looking pretty incredible. Like already, right? Already. How is that not just a real life video? That looks like a real life video. The way he moved his hands, the shake they've got on the camera, which is to, I guess, represent the body camera and, like, imitate what that would look like, is perfect. I reckon, here's the thing, I reckon if I showed this to, like, my parents and was like, oh, have you seen this, like, body cam footage, they'd 100% believe this was just real. Okay, so there's a moment, I mean, I'd say it's this bit where the guy runs past. When this guy runs past the door frame, that doesn't look as real. Let's go back and just watch that. I mean, this all looks legitimate. This bit. That looks a bit fake.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
You can kind of see the hands don't look entirely real here, but you really, like, you have to really look at this. Like, just a glance, and this looks like body cam. The environment is amazing. The animation is crazy. How does that not look real? Look at all the, like, debris and everything around. That looks real. All of that, like, rubble and stuff that's hanging around just looks real to me. Like, games of... let's not get too crazy about it. I'm excited about it, right? Unreal Engine 5, since I've seen about it, since it's sort of started to come out more, I've been very interested in playing games in it because I want to see the realism. Like, graphics aren't the most important thing personally to me in games. I like games to look nice, but games have their own style, and not every game goes for a completely realistic style. A lot of games are cartoony, are themed, have their own specific art style, and that's fine, and they can be great games, don't get me wrong. It's just exciting to see how far games, like, can go to being real. And, like, I'm sure, like, when the PS2 came out or whatever, I'm sure they were like, oh my god, this is, like, so real. Look how real this is. And now looking back on it, it looks nothing like reality. It's made of 7 polygons. But at the time, it was groundbreaking. And this is obviously groundbreaking now, but I feel like this really is nailing, like, the fact that we can go, yeah, that looks pretty freaking close to being real life. Like, this is really nailing it. Let's carry on. It's a bit of a graphic game, isn't it? Let's be honest. It looks so good and so real. It's almost uncomfortable to watch, if you get me, because of the nature of the game. He is shooting people, right? Now, like, we've been on the internet a long time, and we've all probably seen some horrible videos on the internet, including some body cams from police footage and stuff like that pops up on Reddit and all over the place, right? Yeah, it happens, and we've probably seen it, and sometimes you wish you hadn't seen it. This is actually making me slightly uncomfortable in the fact that it feels like I'm watching that kind of video. I know I'm not, and this is not real, but it looks so real, it's actually sort of making me feel a little bit uncomfortable, and that's really weird. I've never felt that with a game. Like, I don't play GTA and feel like bad about what I'm doing in GTA because it's a game and it looks like a game. But this looks so real. I'd be like, oh, it's horrible. At least watching it, maybe playing it, you have that connection to it, and you're like, oh, I physically am doing it, and I know that I'm doing it. Whereas watching it, part of me's going, have they just tricked us all? And this is just a video. It's the way it's filmed as well. Because it's a body cam, it's not like, it gives that more realism. The way it looks real graphically. The way they've animated it looks real. The camera they've chosen looks real in the scenario that it is. It's a body cam on a police officer. It looks perfect. I'm going to stop saying it looks so real. That was a bit gamey. Yeah, you can see that looks like a game. That's fine. That's yeah, this sort of the darkness, it looks good. It's looking less real to me. Okay, the reflections in that puddle. Oh my god. Oh. This is so good. Okay, so now that I'm actually watching it, like from obviously the clip I'd seen before, like on Twitter or wherever I'd seen it, honestly looked realistic. I didn't know at first glance whether it was a game or footage of a body cam. Having seen more of this so far, I can tell that this is a game at certain points. Obviously, I play a lot of games. I am able to see that. I don't think the average person that doesn't play a lot of video games and stuff maybe would be able to tell, but there are some giveaways. I can't nail them down specifically sometimes because it's just like there's something and I don't know what it is, but it's video gamey. The kicking the door in, that seemed quite video gamey. And again, this isn't a bad thing. I'm ranking this on how 100% true to real life this looks and feels. It's like it's the highest game I've ever seen up there, I think. But it's not perfect. I think they're aiming for perfect because perfect is unachievable, but they're freaking high on the realistic scale. Like just then, like the crouch mechanic, right? The way he crouched. That's not how people crouch. That's not how it would look. You would just go, "Whoa, I've just dropped like 5 inches." That's not how crouching works, right? Let's watch it again. That's a video game crouch, right? Sorry, I keep looking at myself up here. That's a video game crouch. That's what video game crouching looks like. You just drop down. But yeah, that doesn't look so real. But yeah, okay. I don't really know what I'm saying. The ragdoll there was a little bit gamey. This looks... How is this not just real? Look how real that looks. If I showed that still screenshot to like my mum or my dad, people that aren't into video games, dude, they'd be like, "Oh, why are you showing me Why are you showing me a screenshot of like a police body cam?" I'm like, "I'm not. It's a game." How insane does that look? I want to play this. I want to play this because I want to see. Because here's the other thing, right? We've all seen game trailers. And sometimes they don't end up coming out exactly like they looked in the trailer, do they? They look amazing in the trailer, and you're like, oh my god, this is like the next best thing. And then it's downgraded somewhat to when it releases for whatever reason, whether that's just performance issues and them trying to get it to run as efficiently and well as possible on consoles and multiple different PC configurations and stuff like that. So they don't always come out exactly like the trailer looks like. But if this does come out kind of like this, I'd be excited to try it. I mean, I'd be excited to try it anyway, but this is incredible. Like, it looks insane, but I don't trust it will come out necessarily this good, but it's clearly kind of possible that it is doable. I don't know what kind of, like, insane PC you might need to be able to run this like this, but I imagine it will not be cheap. It will not be a cheap little PC you're running this on at this graphical level. Dude, that all looks really good. It looks like so real. So real. So real. This video is just going to be titled So Real. Okay, the character animation there is gamey.
Where the fuck is Oscar?
This bit, character model, yeah, video game. I'm not even paying attention to literally like how the game plays. Like, again, from when I first saw this, I saw like one of these little option menus pop up on the screen. And I was like, right. So it looks more like an FMV game, you know, where it's sort of videos and you make decisions and those decisions lead down different paths. But it is a video. It is not a game that is rendered like this. It is just recorded and then decisions are put in after the fact. So that immediately, it does come across like that. And I think that's part of the reason why people are like, is it a game? Is it not a game? I think it's clearly a game now, having watched it. But I can understand why people might be like, no, it's not. It's not. It's just videos and then you make decisions. Well, it clearly doesn't look like it. I mean, we don't necessarily know how it controls other than we have these little menus. But it seems to be controlled. It says it's a first-person shooter. So I would imagine you get to control it all. I mean, the crouching he did seems to me like, like you're fully in control of the whole thing, which is crazy because it looks so realistic in those scenes. Now, if they were like cutscenes, then they can make cutscenes look really good. They can do that. That's a thing. But to make gameplay look like that you are in control of and you have complete control over, that's kind of crazy. But yeah, I can see why somebody might assume that this is like an FMV game and not a first-person shooter. But dude, it's crazy. It's crazy. The animations, some of them are a little bit off. Like I said, it's not perfect by any means, but it's super realistic and high up there. Like the way he knocks over this chair, look. I don't know, it's super realistic, but and that chair to the right kind of looks like it's glitched into the floor. I assume that's a broken leg, but the angle I'm looking at looks weird. And like, I'm sure if you really delve deep into looking at the textures, they're not perfect, but like I said, in movement, in play, it looks insane. Games have come a long way. Do you remember early video games? That's right, I went very high pitched there. You remember early video games like freaking Pong? Do you remember Pong? The two lines that went beep, boop, and the ball went across the screen. Yeah, that wasn't that long ago. Comparatively. And look at where we are. This is insanity how realistic that looks. Honestly, like, this is crazy. Like, this warehouse. Dude, that looks like a photograph. That looks like places I've been. I don't know why I've been to abandoned warehouses. But you know what I mean? Like, that looks like a place I could have been to. That looks like a real place. I don't know. I'm not going to claim to know exactly or any aspect of how this game is made. I would assume they're using incredibly high-resolution scans of objects and textures and stuff like that. Because to get the realism they've got, they have some incredibly detailed models and stuff. And I think that helps a lot. The lighting is incredible. Again, I don't know anything about making games or the development of games, so I can't really speak to it. All I can do is look at it from the outside perspective of somebody who plays video games and does enjoy them, and say that it is possibly the most real video game I've ever seen. Even in a trailer, even like I said, when they release trailers and the game looks incredible and looks amazing and then they downgrade it, I've never seen a game trailer look this real. Obviously, like, a lot of the effects and filters and stuff that they're putting on to this footage, the fisheye lens, they've put a lot of time into that, clearly, and it is helping. Like, as well, if you look at some of like the backroom videos of like backroom stuff on YouTube and that's also all rendered and is not real, but the filters they add onto it give it that real. They sort of, they sort of blur it and hide it a bit. Not blur it physically. I mean, they blur like the line between it looking real and fake, and it helps to mask the fakeness of it, the fact that it isn't actually real footage. And I think that's probably happening here to some aspect. Any of this still footage, I feel like you could show somebody and be like, yeah, or did you see this thing that happened in a warehouse? And they'd be like, oh yeah, that looks really, you know what I mean? I feel like any still from this, you'd be like, that's a real place. That's just real. Any still. I mean, maybe this one. I don't know why the darkness, maybe the way the flashlight works, kind of gives a bit of the game away, that maybe that isn't real. And again, like, I don't know. I was going to say, like, it's different to how that would look looking through your eyes as compared to looking through the lens of a camera. but maybe that does look like you're looking through a lens of a camera. I don't really know. I haven't watched that many body cam footage things I remember. There's a lot of blur, which I think helps. The kicking here, when he kicks the door, that to me, I don't know whether it's the animation or something. It's really well done, don't get me wrong, but it does look like a video game. But just, I mean, obviously there we've got a thing on screen, but like that wouldn't actually be hard to edit like the ammo count onto a video. So look at the walls and the graffiti and stuff. Like, is that, are they using real, if they're using real scans of actual walls that actually look like this, then I guess it would look real because you're using a real scan, but still to put it into a game and it still look as real and not look like a JPEG you've stuck on a wall. I know that's very, very basic way of me putting it, but you know what I mean? Like you've put a picture on a wall, a texture onto the wall. But dude, that looks just, it looks so real. I mean, this bit where he talks to the camera bit.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Yeah, you can see the video game nut of it. I'd love to show this to somebody like that didn't know and be like, oh, look at this, and see if they could figure out it's a game. This outside bit at the beginning looks incredible. Like, that looks great. You can kind of, I guess, if you're looking in super detail and looking at like the floor and stuff, it's not perfect. Like that grass doesn't look right, but it's, at a glance, that's not what you're going to be looking at, and it moves past so fast in the scene that you're not analyzing every detail. Dude, it's incredible. It's incredible. I look forward to seeing what more comes from this game. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see me do more sort of reaction stuff to interesting things, I don't do reactions to everything. I do reactions to things I'm interested in and video games that I'm interested in, or things that grab my interest. If you guys would like to see more reactions and just stuff like that, then please do let me know. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you did enjoy the video, and I will catch you guys next time.